You already know this feeling. You understand yourself more than before. You have watched the videos, you have learned the patterns, and yet nothing really changes. You still hesitate, you still wait, you still feel stuck. This isn't because you don't understand enough. It is because your brain has quieter, deeper ways of keeping you exactly where you are. Today, let us talk about 5 ways your brain keeps you stuck. Part 1. Waiting for clarity. The first way your brain keeps you stuck is by making you wait for clarity. It says things like, I just need to be sure. Let me understand this properly first. I will act once it feels clear. And that sounds reasonable. But clarity doesn't work like that. Life doesn't travel the full path before you move. It reveals just enough after you take a step. Waiting feels responsible, but most of the time it is just fear wearing a mask. Your brain isn't asking for clarity, it is asking for certainty. And certainty almost never comes first. Part 2. Overthinking as avoidance. The second way your brain keeps you stuck is by turning overthinking into a habit. Thinking feels productive, it feels intelligent, it feels safer than action. So the mind keeps you replaying, analyzing, revisiting the same thoughts from different angles, but nothing actually moves. Overthinking isn't always about solving the problem. Often it is about avoiding discomfort. Because action brings uncertainty and thought feels controlled. Your brain prefers a familiar loop over an unfamiliar step forward. Part 3. Comfort disguised as safety. The third way your brain keeps you stuck is by confusing comfort with safety. Familiar routines feel safe, predictable days feel stable. Even dissatisfaction can feel comforting if it is familiar enough. But comfort doesn't mean safety. Comfort just means your brain knows what to expect. Growth almost always feel uncomfortable at first, not because it is dangerous, but because it is unfamiliar. Your brain would rather keep you small and comfortable than curious and uncertain. And over time, comfort quietly becomes a cage. Part 4. Fear masked as logic. The fourth way your brain keeps you stuck is by disguising fear as logic. Instead of saying, I am afraid, the mind says, I am being realistic. It lists reasons, it predicts problems, it builds a logical case for inaction. And the smarter you are, the better your brain gets at this. Fear doesn't shout, it negotiates. It borrows logic's voice and calls itself wisdom. So you stay still, not because you are incapable, but because fear sounds convincing. Part 5. Mental loops mistaken for progress. The fifth way your brain keeps you stuck is by mistaking mental activity for progress. You think about it, you plan, you reflect, and it feels like you are moving forward, but nothing in your life actually changes. Mental loops create the illusion of progress without the risk of action. They keep you busy but not moving. Your brain feels productive even while staying in the same place, finally breaking the pattern. Here is the quiet truth. Your brain doesn't need more understanding. It needs movement, not a big leap, not a perfect plan, just one small step that breaks the loop. Clarity follows movement, not the other way around. And sometimes that is all it takes to stop being stuck.